Okay, give me your name
Ness Sechrest,
and your relation to me.
you're my grandson.
Am I the favorite?
You're my number one grandson.
What was your current occupation?
I was in the gas and oil business for over 50 years. Part of the first part of my career was with Exxon, or started out as Esso, and then I went with Citgo and been with several companies, but I retired about 4 years ago.
Okay. Now, what is your earliest memory with media?
My first recollection of television was when my Sunday school teacher had an appliance store in Poplar Bluff, Missouri, and he had a TV, and he would pick up the ball games out of St. Louis when the St. Louis Billikens would play Notre Dame, and we'd go down to his appliance store and watch it on TV.
Okay. What historical events have you witnessed through the media?
Oh my goodness, several. Uh, First of all, I guess at the earliest age I can recall was World War II coming to an end. Uh, Several events since then. First of all, the assassination of President Kennedy, uh, the flight to the moon. Gosh, there's just several events that have occurred in my lifetime that have made an impression upon me. Uh, I guess the most significant one was when President Kennedy got assassinated. It was a horrible experience. It affected the whole world. But uh, since we just got to thinking about this the other day, talking to some of my buddies about those things that have happened, occurred in our lifetime, such as uh, television, cell phones, so many modern facilities that we got today that weren't available 50 years ago.
How do you access the media daily? Like, do you watch TV? Do you watch the news?
I watched television. I like to get home religiously in time to watch ABC News with David Muro at
Mm-hmm.
5:30. I think he's one of the best commentators that there is out there. Of course, I got my cell phone. Without my cell phone, I'm lost. And I think that's basically what the feeling everybody has.
Mm-hmm.
It's like your third arm.
Uh, and you read the paper every day, don't you?
Yes, yes. We take three newspapers. Take the Arkansas paper, the Tennessee paper out of Memphis, and the local paper.
Okay. So you already said where you go for your local news and national news. You use
Yes,
ABC.
yes.
Do you lean more on using CNN or Fox? Or
I'm not a Fox supporter. I'm a dyed-in-the-world Democrat, and Fox is, I think, a Republican network, and I don't support their philosophy on news.
okay. Has media made your life more convenient or less convenient?
I think it's given me a broader perspective of the world, the economy. It gives you an insight to what's going on all around the world. I think it's a necessity. I think without the media, have would not be as knowledgeable about those things that are going on in the world, and I think it's a real important. I'd hate to think about not having my TV and my radio.
Now, how do you feel? How do you think life would be without media that we have?
Well, I don't think we wouldn't be as knowledgeable about the economy, about cultures that are in the world. Uh, Sometimes I think the media can influence us more than we need to be influenced. And but that sometimes can be a good thing, and then there's sometimes it can be a bad thing. But I think media is critical to our society.
What are some of the biggest things you've noticed that have changed throughout media, throughout your life? What are the biggest changes?
Well, I think one thing it has done is, first of all, if you live, it's hard to understand the opinions of a lot of the commentators that their perception of events and things that have happened in our economy. A lot of it I don't agree with. A lot of it is opinionated, in my opinion. I think it would be difficult. It'd be kind of like a turtle keeping its head inside its shell the whole time. You would, or an ostrich sticking its head in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
Media kind of gives us that broad perspective of what's really actually going on in the world, and the effects that those activities have on our well-being and our livelihood and our future.
Now, my final question for you is, who do you think controls the media as far as the audience, which is us, being owners of the corporations of the media, or the government?
I think that's a difficult question, in that I have my own idea that I think it's a combination of not only the private sector but also government. I think it's a mixture of the two, and it's a difficult thing to really give an opinion on, because so many things that happen in our daily life can be swayed one way or the other by the media. It can either we can either see it in a good fashion or we can see it in a bad fashion. But I think there is a mixture. My personal opinion, there is a mixture between the private sector and government on what we actually see, and the perspective that is brought out in our everyday life.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Where to get the check?